Across the UK, overnights with Paul Ross.
And now, friends, on talkSPORT and Talk Radio, we're live until 5. Let's welcome back, as we do each and every week, Marcus Stead from Snooker Scene magazine, with a very full agenda this week, including darts news. Should we start with the darts, Marcus? Good morning, and some very sad news indeed about the passing of way too young Kyle Anderson.
Good morning, Paul. Yes, last Tuesday we received the tragic news that Kyle Anderson has died at the age of just 33. We know that he died in a suburb of Perth in his native Australia. The cause of death hasn't yet been made public. But first and foremost, I'd like to send my condolences to his family. He had a father of 2 children, I believe. He also had a brother, Bo Anderson, who himself is a former PDC professional player. So it's a huge loss for them especially. And Kyle Anderson was of Aboriginal origin, Noongar origin, we believe. He began playing darts at the age of 6 when he became interested in the game after watching his father play. And Kyle began entering competitions himself at the age of just 9. And Anderson first came to the wider public's attention at the 2013 PDC World Championship, where he qualified after winning the Oceanic Masters. And Anderson lost 2-0 in the first round of the World Championship that year to former BDO World Champion Steve Beaton, but he missed opportunities to win each of the opening 2 sets. However, that turned out to be a really useful learning experience for him, and he dominated the Australian Grand Prix series in 2013 on the back of it. He returned to the Ali Pali the following year and he drew Ian Diamond White. When trailing 2-1 in sets, Anderson hit a perfect 9-dart finish. He became the 7th player to hit a 9-darter at the PDC World Championship, but it came less than an hour after Terry Jenkins had hit one of his own,
right,
meaning that the £30,000 prize pot had to be split between the two of them. And Anderson went on to lose that match 3-1 in sets, but he said in the post-match interview that he hoped his performance would help raise the profile of darts in Australia. And I think it's fair to say that he achieved that. And shortly after the 2014 World Championship, Anderson entered Q School, and on day 1 he won 7 matches to secure a 2-year PDC professional tour card. And he said that if he could get sponsorship, he would move to the UK and enter all the events as a full-time player. And sure enough, a few months after that, he did exactly that, and he moved to Nottingham. And there were numerous ups and downs in the next few years. In the first round of the 2015 PDC World Championship, he again faced Steve Beaton, and this time Anderson won 3-0. The following year, he whitewashed Brendan Dolan 3-0 in the opening round. And then a big success for him came at the Austrian Darts Open in 2016, when he beat Michael van Gerwen 6-4 in legs. Then he faced Phil the Power Taylor, and he led Taylor 4-1. He missed 1 match dart, and Taylor went on to win 6-5.
He pounced, yeah.
Yeah, well, Taylor, there was just lots and lots of experience by that stage, 2.5 decades at the very top, in effect. And then in 2017 came Kyle Anderson's biggest achievement when he won the Auckland Masters, which is part of the PDC World Series. Played in legs. In the opening round, he beat 2-time PDC World Champion Gary Anderson 6-4. In the quarterfinals, he beat his compatriot Simon Whitlock in a deciding leg 10-9. In the semi-finals, he had a convincing 11-4 victory over the former world match play champion James Wade. And in the final, he took a deciding leg to beat another Australian, Corey Cadby, 11-10. And then later in 2017, Kyle Anderson reached the semi-finals of the European Championship, where he was involved in an astonishing semi-final against Michael van Gerwen, where Anderson hit a 9-darter before going on to lose a deciding leg, so he lost the match 11-10. And Kyle Anderson didn't really push on from that Auckland Masters victory in the way he would have hoped. He continued to play on the PDC Tour in 2018 and 2019. In March of last year, when it was becoming clear how serious the COVID situation was, Anderson returned to Australia to be with his family and to be around for the birth of his 2nd child. Anderson had diabetes. He also had COVID last year. He resigned his professional tour card at the start of 2021. And this really is a very sad loss, Paul, because I've just highlighted how good a player he was. And at 33, there was still plenty of time to develop as a player and become one of the world's very best. But more importantly, I think, being in and around darts and snooker as I am, you talk to people, you get to hear who the good guys are and those who aren't quite so nice. I can honestly say, Paul, I've only ever heard people say nice things about Kyle Anderson. And that really sums it all up as far as I'm concerned. His death is a really tragic loss.
A wonderful moving tribute there to obviously a rather fine gentleman and a family man as well. So thank you very much. That's a tribute there to Kyle Anderson, the late Kyle Anderson. And talking